So you want to find out how you could turn $100 to $1,000? Well, today I'm not only am I going to give you the tool, but I'm also going to show you the way. Because it's one thing to say you could do it, but it's another thing to show you how to do it. Today I'm going to show you guys exactly what you need to do, the tools that are going to be required, and the strategy we're going to be using in order to do so. So one of the first things, guys, we need to talk about is some of you guys, I did a poll, and some of you guys are still trading in pump.fun. Like, you guys are literally coming in here and going into a coin and buying the coin by connecting your wallet. And that might be good. That might be okay. But the thing you need to keep in mind is that that is not the most effective and the better way to actually doing things. I'm going to show you guys exactly what you need to do to make your life a little bit more easier. There is a software called Bullock, and we're going to go and talk about why Bullock is important, why you should use that one. But the main thing you want to do is you want to make sure you get access to this program. Link is down below. And the great thing is that it saves you money, which is my number one priority and the one thing that I love about the program. But the other thing that I love is the flexibility it gives you to finding really good runners. Today, we're not going to be focusing primarily on pump vision. We're going to be focusing on another thing that I feel has a really good potential of actually helping you get into tokens that have already left pump.fun but are still pretty good to get into. So we're going to be taking a look, guys. We're going to be looking at this new spot right here called the new pair section. And the new pair section, currently right now, this is what it looks like. But I can tell you 100%, pretty soon it's not going to look like this, and it's going to be life-changing. Okay, so just a little bit alpha for you guys. So what exactly are we looking for here? Well, first and foremost, we're looking at tokens that we feel have a potential of giving us that, extra, right? That 100 to 10, right? And the way we do that is by identifying where the coin's at and where could the coin actually go to. All right, so we're going to take a look at a couple coins here. But before we do that, I want to show you that I'm constantly doing this every single week. Okay, every single week I am doing this. So if you're not following me on X, if you're not following me on TG, you guys are missing out. Let me show you guys real quick. So if you guys go to my Twitter page, I have listed here all the coins I've literally called on my TG, on my X account. And as you see, Pesto went from 400 to 4 mil. That's 10x right there. We got Chang, which is still going. So Shang, which is still going 400k once again, 2 mil. Jinx 50 to 7. That's more than a 10x. So a couple of these coins, all these coins, guys, not only have I called them on YouTube, some of them, but the majority of them I've called them on TG just because it makes it faster for me to actually call them, and also on X. So if you're not following me there, you're missing out. And in addition to that, guys, listen, you guys have the possibility of doing this every single day. And I think right now on YouTube, I'm the only person that is literally showing you me doing it, and you follow me on TG while you're doing it without just making a video and telling you guys how to do it, right? So what exactly are we looking at? Well, the first thing we're looking at, we're going to look at coins. And what we want to look here is we want to look for retracements. What are retracements? Well, first and foremost, retracements are when a coin does really well and it comes back down. So basically, we're looking at the CMD coin. And if you see right here, this had a nice push to 150. It dropped back down to 50K. And it went all the way up to 300, and kind of like around 400, and then it's having its nice dip. So what are we looking for here? Well, first and foremost, we're looking for this coin to actually drop more and kind of retrace down here to the bottom again, so we could get a nice multiple. So we were to get this coin once again down in like the 50s or 100 range, right? We know this coin has a possibility of hitting 400, so that will give us like a 4x easily. All right, so that's what we're looking for. But remember, we're looking for a 10x, so we're definitely, this coin is not suitable for that right now. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go back here and look for another coin. So let's look, for example, this GIF one has 1 day. What I'm looking for is to see how high this coin ran. Okay, so this coin ran up to 1 mil. Right now, it is currently sitting at 200K. So this looks like a very good coin that has a possibility of giving us that nice 10x, 8x, whatever amount of x's you want to get to be able to do that. So you see right here, we got a 2 million. It actually dropped down all the way to 150. That was a very nice entry point right here. So that 150 range here, that was a beautiful entry point. As you see, what it ran up like here, almost did a 2x right there. But now it's holding nice and steady within its 2 range. ideally you want this to kind of dip a little bit more, right? Like that 150 range. So you could buy in because as you see here, it had a nice push up to 900. It fell down and had a nice floor of 300, ran back up to 800, back to that 500 floor, and then it hit that 1 mil. And then it just had a, kind of like a knife right here all the way down here. And now it's sitting at 150. So this has a possibility of meeting this, 1 mil range again. And if you're buying here at this, kind of like 100, 200 range, that's at least a 9 to an 8x, right? So that is some pretty good numbers right there because you're looking at this retracements. So how are we actually finding these coins, right? Well, first we're finding it by using Bullocks. That's the most effective way. I'm going to look at another one real quick. This one I actually called in my call group. Where is it? I think it's here. Okay, so I don't see it, but I actually called it in my call group that it was going to do pretty well, and it actually did really well. But we use the same strategy. Now, so how exactly are we finding this? We're finding this with filters, guys. Basically, what we're doing is we're running filters that are going to help us find these coins. The reason why we're doing these is because we want to make sure that these coins have a good sustainability after they exit pump fund. And what tends to happen with pump fund is they'll end up dying, and when they die, they're either dead or they get resurrected. So one of the main things I look for is I want to make sure that the coin has a pump fund logo, and this is why I love Bullocks. I don't really have to click on the actual coin to see if it's a coin that's been listed on pump fund. I am basically just looking from here and seeing that if it has a pump fund logo, then I know that's a pretty good coin. I'm also looking at the time it got created, so I'm going to check the least amount of time that it got created. I'm looking at the ones that have really good retracements, and the other thing I'm looking at the market cap, what market cap they're in. All right, and I'm also looking at the volume. Volume is extremely important because, of course, the more volume a coin has, the more likelihood you have of this coin going up. For example, this one has 2 million volume, so that means people are buying, people are selling, people are buying, people are selling. But as you see, guys, this has had multiple retracements, right? So they ran up to 200, fell down to 40K, all right? It ran up back up to 200, and it's kind of like playing with people's emotions right now, right? That's what it's kind of doing. But if you would have bought this 40K and you would have ran it up to, like, let's say 200, I mean, that's some pretty good multiples right there, right? That's some really good stuff that you have going right there. And you're getting this off a coin that you're just picking up by having the right filters. The other filters that I like running with these guys are the following. So when you go here, you're going to click on filters, and you always want to make sure you're looking at the volume. You're making sure it's a pump fund coin. You're making sure that it's got created kind of in a recent amount of time. And the main thing is you're trying to find one that has a decent market cap that you can get into, where you're not going to be like, oh crap, I bought the top, right? So what we're going to do is we set up a couple filters. First and foremost, we make sure that we hide pump fund. Basically what this means is you want to hide any coin that's still in pump fund. You want to make sure you get rid of that. So you're going to click right there, hide pump fund. And you want to make sure you click everything, kind of like check, except the top holders. Usually one thing I found that this top holder count right here sometimes is a little bit misleading, because even though there are a lot of top 10 holders, they hold the floor, so it kind of makes a little bit of sense. So what we're looking here, guys, is basically we're just playing with market caps. So I like to set it up to 170K market cap to 5 million market cap. Of course, you could set this lower, but unfortunately, when you set it lower, it gives you like bad apples, right? So you want to make sure you have a good range here. So I think 170 is pretty good. 500 is pretty good because you don't want to have something that's already high up that you're going to get into, and it's at 500 and it went to a million. That's only like a 2x. So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure you get into coins that give you the possibility of 10xing, 8xing, and 9xing. The great thing is that these coins come out every single day, and this is what I like to preach. I like to teach. I like to make sure you guys are constantly looking at. But by using this tool, by applying those filters, you are able to filter out the noise and get into the really good coins. Of course, you still have to do your due diligence. What is your due diligence? Well, you want to make sure that when you click on a coin, that the coin hasn't rugged. You want to make sure you click right here where the top holders are. You want to make sure how many holders are active. This is extremely important. Every time I get into a coin, and I'm going to show you guys the difference between a healthy coin and a non-healthy coin. So we have this coin right here. This ran all the way to a million here. It ran to 400. Now it's at 100. This will look pretty good, but I'm looking at this holder count, all right? I'm looking at this holder count. This holder count says 600. Now I'm going to show you the difference between a healthy coin that I feel like will do pretty well and a coin that I feel like is not as healthy. So we look at this one. Look at the holder count in here. Okay, this is It hasn't ran up to a mil, but it has a way higher holder count. As you see here, 870. Okay, you see that holder count is pretty steady. That means there's 875 people committed to this token on moving it up. The least amount of tokens, the least amount of holders is whenever they decide to sell, they're going to sell, and bing bada bing, it pretty much drops, right? So you want to make sure you're constantly looking at that when you're getting into coins. I'm so used to kicking pump vision that it actually says it. For example, this GIF one, which is another perfect example. If you notice right here, the holder count is 2,800. So what does that mean? That means a lot of people that actually bought up here, right? A lot of people that actually bought up there are still holding their bag because they passionately believe that this coin is going to run back up. And of course, you always want to check up the top holders. You want to check up TG. You want to check out if they're active in their socials to make sure that, you know, the people are constantly pushing their token. So if I were to go here and hit X right here and go check if you know, how active these people are on X, you're going to see right here how often they're posting. If they're posting frequently, if they are posting frequently, that makes that the coin is actually pretty good and pretty valuable. But that is basically what you need to do and look out to be able to turn $100 or 1 Solana into $1,000. Super easy, super fast. I hope you found this video helpful, informative, and guys, one thing I can tell you, follow me on X, follow me on TG, so you guys can start printing like I am. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.